thought I was dying. My heart was racing so fast I could hear it in my ears. My left hand felt numb, my head felt heavy, and I was sure, this is it. I'm having a stroke, or maybe a heart attack. But it wasn't. It was severe anxiety. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the weird anxiety symptoms I had that made me believe I was seriously ill, because when anxiety gets this bad, it doesn't just live in your mind. It takes over your entire body. Hi, I'm Purple Soul. I create videos for people who deal with sudden anxiety and panic that seem to come out of nowhere. When I was at my worst, I had no idea what was happening to me. I visited doctors, did blood tests, ECGs, and brain scans. Everything came back normal, and yet I felt anything but normal. I wanted to find an explanation for it. It was weird, but I would rather have a diagnosis than being told there is nothing wrong with you. It is just panic attack and anxiety. Well, for me, it was a pure hell. I didn't know why it started, and I definitely didn't know how to stop it. That is why I want to share my story, because I know how terrifying it feels when your body is screaming that something's wrong, but no one can find the cause. Heart palpitations and chest pressure. One of my first anxiety symptoms were heart palpitations. My chest would tighten, my pulse would race, and I honestly thought I was having a heart attack. I even started to feel chest pain, so it further fueled my fear. I even went to hospital one day because my symptoms have gone so bad that I was convinced I am having a heart attack for sure. But the doctor told me I am completely fine, and I was probably just having a panic attack. He prescribed antidepressants so that I can fall asleep at night. So why did it feel so real? Why was I sure it is something serious when it wasn't? Here's the truth. Anxiety activates your fight or flight system. Your body floods with adrenaline to prepare for danger, even when there's none. So your heart beats faster, your breathing becomes shallow, and you start to panic even more, because the symptoms themselves feel life-threatening. It's a feedback loop. Fear causes symptoms, symptoms cause more fear. Derealization and depersonalization, and then came something even scarier, derealization and depersonalization. I would look at myself in the mirror and not recognize who I was. It was like a stranger would look at me from the mirror. I remember thinking, this is not me. I was convinced I am going mad. Everything around me looked strange, like I was dreaming or there was a glass wall between me and reality. Like I wasn't really present and I couldn't tap to the reality. I felt like I wasn't in my body, like I was watching life from the outside. It's one of the most terrifying anxiety symptoms because it makes you question your sanity. And I definitely was. I remember going outside so that somebody would save me and call an ambulance when I faint. It was one of the scariest symptoms of anxiety that I had, if not the scariest one. But here's what's really happening. Your brain is protecting you from overwhelming fear. Derealization is your body's emergency brake. It numbs reality so you don't get overloaded. Your body is literally trying to save you and protect you even if it doesn't feel like it. Dizziness, head pressure, and body tilting. I remember feeling like my body was tilting to one side, or like I was about to faint. Sometimes the floor felt like it was moving. My head buzzed, my vision blurred, and there was this weird pressure inside my skull, almost like my brain was vibrating. Of course, I Googled everything. And guess what I convinced myself of? A brain tumor. Or maybe a stroke. It always amplified when I was in a crowded place, and I started to avoid the public transport because of it. Also, it was like I had jelly feet. And so even going for a walk felt like a punishment because my brain came up with scenarios like I would not be able to move my feet. But all of these sensations are linked to hyperventilation and muscle tension from anxiety. When you're anxious, your neck and shoulder muscles tighten, your breathing gets shallow, and it changes the oxygen-CO2 balance in your brain, which can make you dizzy or create pressure in your head. Intrusive thoughts and fear of dying. Another part that terrified me were intrusive thoughts. Thoughts like, what if I'm going crazy? Or what if I don't make it through this? These thoughts feel real, but they're just the mind's attempt to control uncertainty. Anxiety hates not knowing, so it creates worst-case scenarios. The truth is, these thoughts are not you. They're symptoms of an overactivated nervous system, You don't have to fight them. Just notice them, breathe, and let them pass through. What I have done was, I started to agree with my intrusive thoughts. When they told me I am going to die, I accepted that and replied, that is okay. This was kind of radical approach from me, but I knew already I have to surrender if I want to survive this. So I chose to agree. Am I going to faint in front of everyone? Okay, so I will faint. I am not fighting it. Do I have a feeling I cannot move my left hand? That is okay. I feel tightness in my chest or pressure in my head. Well, I am going to watch it. I don't mind if these sensations are present. So my true healing started when I stopped fighting these sensations. When I told myself, okay, this is anxiety, not death. I began to name what was happening. My heart is racing because I'm scared. I feel dizzy because my body is tense. I feel unreal because my brain is trying to protect me. Naming it brought awareness. Awareness brought calm. And over time, my nervous system began to trust that I was safe again. If you're going through this, please know you're not alone. Nothing is wrong with you. Your body is just trying to protect you, but it got stuck in that protective mode. If this video helped you, please subscribe for more content about anxiety, panic, and emotional healing. I'm Purple Soul, and I share real stories from my anxiety journey to help you realize that you're not broken. You're just human. Remember, you're safe even when your body tells you otherwise.